Welcome back to the Rockets Propaganda Channel. I'm your man's AK Infinity. Follow me on Twitter /X at AK_VVS. And today we're going to look at the stats after 10 games. Some that are light, some that are probably still a little bit of a work in progress. But let's go ahead and get into it, man. First and foremost, man, let me not bury the lead. Yeah, bruh. The offense, number one in scoring in the NBA. This is offensive rating. We're number one in points per game, and we also number one in points per 100 possessions. Now, why I like points per 100 possessions, or really the per 100 possessions mode in the first place, is what it does is it adjusts for pace. Obviously, it adjusts for pace. So, obviously, as you know, teams play at different paces. Some take more possessions a game, some take less. So in order to get a good perspective and even things out, per 100 possessions is what I like to use for certain stats. Not all of them, but when it comes to like possession by possession type of stats like this, points, like when it comes to totals and per games, I prefer to use per 100 possessions. And by that marker, we're doing a damn good job. Shout out to you, Ime Udoka. The offense is not as broccoli as it was a season ago. There's still some elements of broccoli-isms in there. But I will take what I'm getting right now. I'm going to chalk it up to it still being a work in progress. I mean, hell, we still number one, and we still got some room to grow, and we can see that in a game-by-game basis. So I'm good with that. Next stat that I'm really digging like that is the free throw attempts per 100 possessions. Whether they going in or not, sometimes a dice roll is the Rockets. But we making them better than we did a season ago. We taking far more than we did a season ago as well. This to me, one of my favorite stats in basketball is the free throw attempts, because if a team is constantly fouling you, that means they really trying to figure out what to do with you, because they can't guard you legally, so they got to guard you illegally. That's what it comes down to. To me, I don't think this is necessarily this isn't necessarily a Udoka thing. Well, probably a little bit, but I think it's more of a function of Kevin Durant and him being a foul merchant himself, along with Alperen Sengun being better at being even more of a foul merchant. He was good last year. He's becoming great this year. Hopefully he can, keep that up, and he's been making them too. And then another thing too is Steven Adams, man. You put three guys trying to box this man out, and they all fouling him. You just pick a jersey, pick a number. That's who fouling him, trying to keep him off the glass. So those things are helping us get a bonus faster. And we capitalizing by making them. Steven Adams is making them at a high clip too. If I'm not mistaken, I think he's shooting a career high in free throw percentage right now. So kudos to him. But yeah, the team as a whole is getting to the free throw line more, and we making them more. Great adjustment. Well, not adjustment, but just a great improvement from a season ago, man. I think I'm gonna credit that to personnel. But probably a little bit of Udoka too, because we're getting to the paint a lot more. Like, it's not like we getting fouled on 3-point shots a ton. Like, we get into the paint. Like, we know where we want to go. Sometimes we're confused about how we want to get there, but we know where we want to go, and we're getting there more often this season than at any other time in the Udoka era. Next step we're gonna look at opponent's free throw rate. So not only are we getting to the free throw line a ton, we're not allowing you to get to the free throw line on us and even it out on us. One of my favorite things in basketball too is differential. If you're a team that scores a lot, you want to be a team that also stops the other team from scoring a lot. Net differential. If you're a team that gets to the free throw line a lot, in order to make it a true advantage, you have to make sure the other team isn't getting to the free throw line a lot. The Rockets are weaponizing this properly. They're doing this the right way. Love what I'm seeing. Keep up the good work on that end. Now we're gonna talk about some other stuff that we probably should be, being better at as far as differential goes. But let's keep rocking. Now, our best play type that we run, well, not necessarily a set, not necessarily a play, but where we score the most or most effectively and efficiently in points per possession is off of cuts. Now, I credit that a lot to, obviously, Alperen Sengun. You put him at the elbow. If you want to go ahead and commit several extra defenders to him, he's going to find whoever is usually Amen Thompson, but they're gonna find whoever you doubling off of and hit them for an easy bucket. It's typically it's 4 guys that I've noticed this season. I don't really have the stats to back it up, but it's 4 guys that I can just tell just off of the eye test. First and foremost is Amen Thompson, easy. Josh Okogie is next, and I think Jabari has been a lot better this year at ducking in when either KD or Alperen Sengun gets doubled. He's been really good at that this season. Well, he's been really better at it. He's still working on trying to finish some of them, but he's doing a decent job. I like to see the effort. And then Tari Eason too. Tari Eason, he always a ball of energy, man. He gonna find his way open one way or the other. Love that about him. So yeah, this is it's crazy because we probably like we're better than Golden State on a possession point per possession basis against on scoring off of cuts. We're better than them. We do it more. I mean, we're turning the ball over a little bit more than they are off of cuts. But I think that's still kind of like I said, work in progress when guys still trying to figure out each other. But you can see the vision. The vision is there and the vision is clear. One of the things that I'm really liking this season too is we're kicking the ball ahead a lot more. You can see that here. We're taking the most shots frequently after 10 games. We're taking the most frequency of shots between 24 and 22 seconds on the shot clock. This matches the eye test. This definitely matches the eye test, and it's contributing to good offense for us. They're kicking the ball ahead way more than they did before. That was a gripe we used to have about Fred VanVleet. It's the guy just didn't want to kick the ball ahead. The guy didn't like playing fast, and it kind of bogged the offense down a lot. And guys are being rhythm. At one point, he come back in the game, check back in the game, and he's just slowing everything up. And it's not, it's the game. The ball, the offense isn't flowing like it really needs to. But it's doing that a lot more this season without Fred. Hopefully, when he come back, he can keep that part up and not be a detriment to it. Because this is a big key for us. Now, with that being the case, for whatever reason, we ISO a lot. We ISO a lot. As much as we kick the ball ahead, when the defense starts figuring us out a little bit, when the defense makes their little adjustments, a lot of times they just go zone on us, and we can't figure that thing out to save our lives. Next thing you know, play boils down to a ISO, and we're ISOing the second most frequency in the NBA right now, and we're not very good at it. So we're doing it second most. Now, points per possession, we are one of the worst. Where are we at? 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24. We're 24th best, or I guess 6th worst in the NBA in points per possession off of isolations. We ISO again. This is I'm not gonna rag on Ime too much about this. I don't think that's really what he wants to do in the ideas with this roster. I don't think it's really what he wants to do. I just think it's more chemistry. The chemistry is still kind of work in progress for this team. So with that being the case, if the chemistry is still developing, then sometimes I guess we're gonna see some. Not sometimes, we're seeing it a little bit too much. We're gonna see a lot of ISOs. A lot of them is KD and it's Alperen Sengun. You would think that the points per possession would be a lot higher, but it's not. Again, I'm just gonna credit that. Well, I don't know about credit. We're gonna say that that's a work in progress. All right, cool. That I think the isolation stuff I think is contributing to this nonsense right here. Other team make an adjustment, blows up all our actions. We now in ISO, and now we taking the second most shots in the NBA between 4 and 0 seconds left on the shot clock. So 12% of the time we're playing late in the shot clock. That's not good at all. That's not good for our offense at all. It's for a team that is number 1 in the NBA in offense. You wouldn't expect this to be the case. It'll be one thing if we were like a team that didn't score that much and we do take a lot of time on the shot clock. We just making free throws right now, and we getting a lot of offensive rebounds, so we getting extra possessions. So the offensive rating, I ain't gonna lie, it's a little bit capped right now. But this is just one of those things, man. And then even after we get an offensive rebound, we still 4 seconds left on the shot clock. We go into an ISO. Like, what's going on here? But again, I'm gonna chalk that up to being a chemistry issue, not necessarily a Udoka issue necessarily. After I want to say 20 games. Let me not even say 20 games. Let me say around January-ish, I'm gonna expect that to look a lot different. Like the frequency should be a lot less come January. DFS should be back. Not that he's gonna be a ball handler or nothing, but just another glue guy in the offense to make things kind of function better. I'm hoping that we don't, live at this spot right here. This is terrible. We shouldn't be playing 12% of our possessions with 4 seconds left on the shot clock, and then most of the time it's the ISO. Like, come on. All right. Another thing I'm not really feeling too much. You would think for a team that's shooting number 1 in the NBA in 3-point percentage, you wouldn't expect that team to be last in 3-point attempts. That's oxymoron. It don't make no damn sense if you ask me. We need to weaponize the 3-point shot a little bit better. I'll say this. Some of this is us like strictly just taking butt naked, wide open, spot up 3-point shots. That's the bulk of that. And a lot of times when you see teams that take like a high volume of threes, it's usually somebody taking them, maybe a couple of guys taking them off the dribble. Typically, usually. Not every time, like Golden State is one. But for the most part, teams that get a high volume up of 3-point shots, it's usually off the dribble or off a pick. That's somewhere where Fred VanVleet would help when he gets back. I would hope. I would assume. I'll say this as well. I would be cool with the percentage being closer to 37-ish, 38, 37. Like if we fell to like 8 in percentage, but we took 10 more a game and we made 3 to 4 more a game, I think that trade-off is wonderful because that's what, 9 to 12 extra points a game off of 3-point shots. Then you are correctly, in my opinion, weaponizing the 3-point shot. Because if you're taking the least in the NBA, but you're shooting a high percentage, are you really weaponizing that shot as much as you could? Now again, number 1 in offense, so this is a little bit nitpicky, but it's just something to keep an eye on because we're also, I'm not going to look this up right now, but we also are not defending the 3-point shot as well as we probably should be. I'll let y'all go look that up. I ain't finna go look that up right now. All right, another stat I wanted to look at. Opponents' second chance points. So I thought the whole point of big ball, being big and bullying teams, I thought that would, you wouldn't think a team that, fields a whole starting lineup, everybody with a 7-foot wingspan or above is giving up this many second chance points. You wouldn't think that. Why are we not? I'll tell you why. We're giving up that many second chance points. The damn zone defense. It's become a crutch for this team because you got Adams in there with, for example, you got Adams and Reed Sheppard in there. Coach Udoka, he'd rather play zone and risk giving up offensive rebounds than deploying a highly intense trapping type of a defensive scheme when people trying to isolate on Reed or get Steven Adams out in space. I understand the reason for it. It's not working though. We play the most zone defense in the NBA by a wide margin. I think we played 20% of our defensive possessions in the zone. We're not even really stopping nobody playing the zone. And if we do stop somebody, they just get the rebound anyway. And that negates our whole number 1 offensive rebound percentage. Like, what's the point of playing big ball if you're giving up this many second chance points? How are you second worst in the NBA? Like, if anybody told you that the Rockets are giving up the second most second chance points in the NBA, if they told you that before the season started, they'd call you a lunatic. It don't make sense, right? But again, that's why you play the game. You don't play the game on paper. You don't play it on a calculator. You don't play it on an Excel spreadsheet. the film is going to rule everything, man. The film rules everything, because you may have an idea how things going to happen, based off of previous seasons and history. But, man, that don't mean nothing today. Honestly, it really don't. Look at this. All right, last thing we're going to look at here, opponents' turnovers a game. Once again, if we're going to play as much zone as we're playing and play all these 7-foot wingspan people, you would expect, especially being an even longer team than we were last season, we were one of the best teams at turning teams over. You would expect with Kevin Durant being in the mix and you playing more of a Ben Thompson and Tari and Reed Shepherd getting a lot of steals, you would expect us to force more turnovers. Again, that's one of the things I was kind of expecting. That's on me for expecting one thing and seeing something else. But again, like I said before, the game ain't played in theory, it's played on the hardwood. So, it's not really making sense to me why we're, 24th in opponents' turnovers. It should be higher than that. I was expecting it to be higher than that. I really can't understand why it's not higher than that, especially when we're playing in the zone. I don't think we're really being aggressive about the zone and, forcing teams. We're not, I believe with the length that we have, if we trap teams more, we'll probably get a little bit more, we'd probably force a lot more turnovers, because now you got guys, trying to outlet from a double team, and you got somebody who got a 7-foot wingspan, playing that passing lane. I think that's probably a better way to deploy the defense and deploy our players on defense. Obviously, it just depends on personnel. It's probably something we've got to practice more, and sometimes it can be very intense trying to trap teams, ball handlers like that, constantly. Obviously, you can't give no NBA team a steady diet of anything, because they'll figure it out. But yeah, man, these are just my quick thoughts on the 10-game stats. I'm gonna probably be doing these a little bit more throughout the season. Probably not gonna be every 10 games. It may be 7 games, 8 games. Just depends. I may do it periodically. It's not necessarily gonna be a certain number of games when I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna do it periodically. Y'all let me know down below. What stats did you like? What stats did you not like? Were you surprised? Were your suspicions confirmed? What stats did you see throughout the season that you think are interesting as well? What did you find interesting from the video? What didn't you like from the video? Am I a hater? Do I know what I'm talking about? Do I not know what I'm talking about? Y'all let me know down in the comments below, man. It's your man's AKinfinity. Follow me on Twitter /X at AKinfinity_VVS. This is the Rockers Propaganda Channel. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that subscribe button. And we out.
Put it in the air.